Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my glorious co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, mate? You all right, bud?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
Yeah,
Hanging
looking
in there,
forward to
the
this week.
usual.
Looking forward to this weekend.
Yes and no. Suppose.
Which I'm sure we'll get into.
Shout out to,
yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait. Not long now, but the flights are a little bit of a ball ache, aren't they? As in, like,
we got shafted.
The lateness of them. We did.
We got shafted.
Thanks, Iberia, for cancelling the earlier flight, but it is what it is.
CUNTs.
Lil C. White, Jesse, and James, thank you for being here. And Rod, thank you for being here too. We appreciate you being on. Obviously, it's a day early because it's a certain co-host, someone's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday, Scouse. You will be, what's that, 40, 45?
Oh, yeah, whatever, dude. 42.
I know, mate, I know, dude. Were you 80? Were you 83, were you? Yeah. So we're same age, so it's all good. But yeah, guys, we're signing Defo, are we? I don't know about that one. I haven't heard that, Rod, at all. Anyway, we'll get into our sponsors as always. Yes, sorry, Scouse, you go ahead, mate.
No, just one little C White wrote on the group chat there, but we'll go through that in a sec.
Yeah, we'll go through that in a sec. So our sponsors, as always, we sponsor Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast. You can go over to YouTube and have a good follow of them. Also, Oddballs, you can go over to myoddballs.com. Go and have a look at them. And if you put the promo code in OPPS, you'll get 25% off all your purchases at the moment. Fusion Therapeutics, which is northwich-physio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatments with a focus on holistic care dedicated to improving your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. The team offer specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, the Manchester or the Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512-013, or you can book online and the team will be happy to advise you further on this affordable treatment solution. Also, if you want the writing side of the Commanders and you're into that, go over to bleedingburgundy.com and you can check out any of the articles that are on there. We'll get into what's happening in the chat. So Steelers have released Defo apparently, so are we signing him? Oh, I don't know about that. Jesse is on his way. He is in Newark at the minute in Virginia and heading up to where's he going to? He's going to no, he's not. He's in Norfolk. He's in Norfolk and he's going to Newark is where I was going to go.
Oh, he's going from Norfolk.
Yeah, he's going from Norfolk up to. You've done that airport, Scouse, haven't you? So
yeah, it's tiny, man.
Yeah, so he's on an internal flight up to Newark and then from Newark across the pond. So he'll be in Heathrow this time early morning in our time. So he's on the red eye, which is good. Roster moves then, Scouts. We'll get into a bit of news. We'll go through it and some of it we'll talk a bit more in depth with. So the Commanders have announced several roster moves. They've signed Robbie Chosen. Yay. And Jacoby Jones to the active roster. We have placed Trey Amos on IR with a broken fibula. Signed River Craycraft, who was a cut down wide receiver and former Dolphin. He was one of our cut down losses out of the 90-man roster. And DeMarcus Walker, who is defensive end, we signed them both to the practice squad, but both of them have traveled to Madrid with the team. Joe Witt is the big talking point, mate. That's what we need to get into. So he's been relieved of his play calling duties and DQ is taken over. DQ in his press conference today said he'll lean heavily on David Gardy and Brian Johnson to do the head coaching bits, i.e. times out and all that sort of stuff. Will it make a difference having DQ take play calling? Or, I mean, Joe Witt just basically is cleaning jock straps now, I think. I don't know. He's got no headset and he's not doing anything.
Yeah, his headset's turned off. The mic's turned off. Can't do shit. You know what I mean? Can't say anything. Yeah, I mean, I think DQ's missing a trick again here. I really do. I understand, Witt had to go. So, okay, he's not firing because we know it's his boy. We know that. And he can trust him, so he's always going to keep him on staff, but he's just not doing the play calling anymore. Now, flip side to this, for me, is DQ now taking over the play calling, to a lose no matter what. So, say for example, he gets them actually playing reasonably well. Okay, or it's a low bar. Don't get me wrong, but if he gets them playing just a little bit better, what will happen will be you should have fired Witt months ago. Yeah, that'd be the grief he'll get from that angle.
Oh, of course he will. Of course he will.
If he's still about it, how his head's on the chopping block because everyone's half their scapegoat. They've already had one with Witt, and now DQ's put himself in the prime position. If this defense is still horrible, which it probably will be, being honest, because he's got little talent and all the other injuries. We know this, but now people are going to want heads rolling, and especially if we start losing game after game after game after game, which we probably will do the way the schedule's running. DQ could be fired at the end of the season. I'm telling you, and he's put himself in that position. What he should have done is do what he did to Witt, but then give that other guy you mentioned there, those Gardy or whoever like big defensive guy is. There's a few defensive studs in our backroom staff. Give it to one of them because to do the play calling. Because if they can't do it right, they're the scapegoat and DQ safe. Do you see what I mean? But now he's put himself in that situation where he's onto a lose-lose.
He is, unfortunately, and I still don't believe that that his seat is hot or is even getting hotter. Some of the explanations of what he's done, I get and I understand, but some of it,
You've only lost 5 in a row.
Some of it are baffling. I get
He's lost 5 in a row. Right. Yeah. What happens if you go another 5 in a row? Why don't you go 10 games without a win?
Which is possible.
It is possible. It is possible because they're playing good sides. Okay, there's 2 teams that we could technically beat, the Giants and Miami this week. Yeah. Besides that, we've got nobody. Realistically, we're not going to beat anybody else unless the Eagles at week 18 don't need the game and they're playing like third stringers.
And who else have you got? Denver. That's a tough game.
They're going to beat us. Easily.
Yeah, and then it's in division. It's in division, then, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got the Cowboys. They'll give us a pasting. Do you know what I mean? Like their offense is way better than our defense. So it's just point after points. So realistically,
he
could be fired.
He potentially could be, but I don't think that Josh Harris is going to do that because I think the injuries that we have got will have played their part in it. I mean, I'm looking at it from a percentage point of view. If you said like, here's 100% of what is the problem, you're going to attribute probably, I would say, 50% to injuries. Then where does the other 50% lie? I would probably say 30% Joe Witt, 10% DQ, 10% AP. Do you know what I mean? Because the blame cake, if you're going to dress it up, has to go around everybody. There isn't anyone who gets out of this scot-free. But I'm not saying that. I think for at least another season, if not 2 seasons, DQ and AP are safe right now. I really firmly believe that, despite what we're going to have, even if we lose out, I think that they're still going to be okay.
I wonder when the last time that we, or not just we, actually anybody, right, who went to the championship game to then be 3-14 at the end of the next season. I don't see anyone, and we could be that team. We could be that team.
You're right.
I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to be, that we will lose every single game, because say we could win a couple of games. Technically, really, we could win 3, dependent on what goes on. So, for example, if we can beat Miami this week, fantastic. Yeah, it'll give us a glimmer of a hope still. But if we lose this one, then we've got the Giants a bit later on, and then we've got Eagles, say week 18, if they're playing their third string, because they don't need they don't need that game because they're already ranked second in the NFC or whatever. They can't get first or whatever it is, right? Because we know they're going to be there and about. So they're going to be division title winners. So it's kind of they're realistic games we could technically win, but if we don't win any of those, if we go straight in and lose. And especially, do you know what? You had the last 4 games we've lost by 3 touchdowns or more.
Well, it's 4 games
These
in a row.
reports.
It's 4 games in a row of 20 points or more. Now that's the worst. I've got statistics for you in a second, but before we get into that,
blowouts. That's what that is.
do
Mate.
you know?
That's
Have you heard about this? People leaking the game. I haven't seen.
Oh, did you see it?
Is it 33-33? Is that the board?
It was 33-33 on the big. It was actually in Madrid.
That's a
on
test.
the stadium.
That's a test.
Of course, it's a test, but yeah, saying that. I mean, to be fair, that'd be an entertaining game. 33-33.
It certainly would be.
Into the fourth. I'd take that. I'd take that now. To be honest, see what happens in overtime.
I think it was our friend Aled who loves an away game. I think he put it in the chat, didn't he, earlier, saying, you know, this has come up, and I was like,
people doing tours or something, and then you saw like the.
Yeah, I mean,
for
anyone who's watching and hasn't seen it, there is the picture there. If it'll zoom in a bit, it basically says 33-33, quarter 4, 93-41, as in the timing, 40, 1st and 10, ball on the 25. Yeah, I mean, they're just trailing through to make sure that obviously the scoreboard works. So, yeah, I mean, they'll see why I don't think it was anything there at all.
Sport is better, to be fair, or more realistic. 33-0.
I mean, some of the other chats that are coming out from us here. Rod, obviously, thank you for being with us, Rod. I hope to see you at the weekend. He said we just need to be more competitive, and DQ is safe as the point, as if it's the points we're giving up. Yeah.
Is right.
I think he is.
Right now, DQ safe. Right now, he is. You know, I'm not saying he's on a hot seat right now, but I'm telling you what, if we lose another 5 straight, I'm telling you now, people are going to want his head. People are going to want his head, and might say, no, it's fine, we're going to keep him, but it might not. And I tell you,
there's a very good point from James. He's saying, overall, I don't think there's one player that's improved or is better than they were last season. That falls on DQ. It does, you're right, James, because he's the culture builder. You know, we had this brotherhood that we were talked about, this ball is life shit that Joe Witt was talking about. And, you know, it was all seemed rosy in the gardens. But as I said before, and I think I said it a couple of weeks ago, we're an okay team with a franchise quarterback. That's it. We're in year 2 of what was a supposed rebuild. And I still believe this falls on Ron Rivera's head and the previous regime because of who we took at them picks. When you look at the people you could have had, Rashawn Slater, Marshall, you know, Kyle Hamilton, instead you get Jamin Davis, Gonzalez, instead you get Emmanuel Forbes. I mean, the actual scouting is woeful. So I hope that that's been overhauled by AP in this team, because that's his background. That's where he came from. So I would expect him to pick up, you know, the mantle and be able to spot a player. But James is right in what he's saying. There is no player in this team that seemingly improved this season, and that is a real worry. I think the whole defense hasn't been playing for Joe Witt for some time because they think that he's going to go. He's right again, James. You know, the lack of discipline. I mean, if you want to come on the show, mate, just give us a shout. We'll get you on. He said, you know, we need to get you on. He said the lack of discipline and team culture is what's a glaring miss. Again, it's on DQ. Yeah, you're right. He has made mistakes. That is obvious. But
yeah,
when you're riding the crest,
biggest one is leaving 5 out there. You know,
it is. You're still adamant on that, and I get it.
That's a big fucking kick in the nuts. I mean, that is a strike. That's a strike, bro. That is a strike. I don't care what anyone says.
But when you're riding the crest of a wave and you're winning, you're being aggressive. You're going on 4th down. You're winning close games. I mean, how many 1-score games did we win last year? Was it 6?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but the thing is, isn't there a I've noticed that this season as well, we don't go for it on 4th down anymore. You notice that? We very rarely do. Unless we're in midfield, we never go for it. It's like last season, we were number 1 in going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it didn't matter where we were. We trusted Jaden. We trusted him to be able to get it done. And he did for most part. So, I mean, so what's happened? The confidence is just gone. Like it's drained at the whole team.
Yeah.
And it's drained from DQ. DQ looks like a man who's stressed, man. And I get it.
He does. He really does.
You can see he's been trying like everything and anything that he's probably doing behind the scenes. And it's still not improving. So he's thinking, shit, like what else can I actually do? And obviously he's gone to this bit where I'm going to take the play calling. But I think that's put his head more on easy not to get chopped. if that makes sense.
It's above the parapet now. No, there's no turning.
Yeah, he's put himself right in the firing line now, right between the bullseye. So he's gonna, even if, I mean, I don't expect it to go from worst to first. You know what I mean? We know that, but even if you just see some life, you know what I mean? That's okay.
Yeah,
that's good enough for me. The players are responding to him. That's all I care about.
That's what Rod is saying there. You know, he's got a very good point here as well. Rod is saying the success of last year derailed the restructure plans and the building roster this year, and injuries has blown it up in AP's face. Yeah, Jesse said this the other day as well on Bleeding Burgundy, and I agree with him. AP took a swing, and he's failed. Yeah. It wasn't a case of he's failed completely, because I do think the Tunsil trade was decent.
I think that's the only one, mate. Being honest.
Kinlaw's been okay, but he's a
free agent.
Deals, yeah. But I mean, Lattimore, yeah, okay, that's a disaster.
Sucked.
Yeah, but it's difficult, isn't it? Because when you're a couch GM, we can all build a roster better than
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Than AP.
But hindsight's 2020, isn't it?
Of course it is, and it's all down to exactly what other people are saying. You know, it's down to, was there enough on the shelf when you're going shopping? You know, as John Taman liked to say, and he is right. There was so many teams last season going into this off season with really high salary cap. So if there was a free agent who they had on their team and they wanted to keep him, they paid them. There's no issue. I mean, look at Myles Garrett. Thank you, Cleveland. I'm fucking done. I'm out. You know, we'll just back the truck up. You know what I mean? And then they paid him. Simple as that. You know, Trey Hendrickson, yes, he didn't sign a deal, as in an extension to his contract, but he signed a deal for more money. And is he playing for them? Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So TJ Watt, the same.
Money talks to the big boys. Money talks. And the thing is that... Sorry, mate, go on.
Go on, mate. I'm saying any big player who's out there, it was like, right, you're not even going to get a shot. I'm pretty certain that AP would have called about bloody Hendrickson. I'm almost certain of that.
Yeah, potentially.
But go on, sorry. I cut you off.
But I mean, the thing is, though, is that we've mentioned it many times about AP, is that he doesn't want to spend big money on bigger player and big player. He just doesn't want to do that. You know, he could have kept Chin. I think he should have kept Chin. We said he was the guy probably we should have kept. Out of all the guys that we'd let go, he should have been the guy we kept, even if he'd only kept one guy. But even then, he wasn't even ridiculously paid when he went. I can't remember who went to now. Was it the Rams or
Vegas? He said Vegas.
Vegas. You know, they didn't pay him ridiculous money. I think it was a 2-year, $14 million deal, something like that. So it wasn't ridiculous money. But AP's a stingy get, and you can tell he is because of the way he treated Terry.
Yeah, true.
And the thing is with Terry is now, I said, obviously Terry's been injured and all the rest of it, and I said before that it would drop people's heads, it would make people turn their heads and go, why should I kill myself for this team if I'm not going to get paid myself? Knowing full well that Terry's a ledge of the team and he can't get paid. So
it's true.
And look what happened. The team's played shit all season, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we were there, they did enough, but they weren't great in that game.
They weren't.
No, they did enough.
Right, they weren't great.
You know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We played poorly all season. Then you've got things that I've noticed recently that's really pissing me off. Is like Bobby Wagner playing 100% of the snaps. Yeah. And people are saying to him, "No, you need to come out the team." And when he gets pulled out the team for a couple of plays, he goes fucking mental on the sideline. So these last few games, he's not been taken out the team. Mate, you're 38 years old, bro. You know, you're not at it. You're not fucking. You know, you're not like you're 21 anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
how old is he? Is he 30? He's 36, isn't he? I think
something like that. 36, 38. You know, he's about that. He's about that. And it's kind of like, mate, you shouldn't be on the field. Like, if we lose this week, I want to see all the edge guys, as in the fringe guys. I want to see all these guys play. I don't want to see Von Miller. I don't want to see fucking Bobby Wagner anymore. I don't want to see them. For me, they're all being gone. They're all being cut. I mean, they're all going into the season. So we've got to start again. But we need to know: is there any quality dudes there that we can actually roll with next season?
He's 35, but anyway, yeah, I know what you mean.
He plays like 38 in coverage, I tell you that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, we can get into that. Is there any talent? And the answer is firmly no, because you know when you're without a third stringers, you're struggling. You really are. I mean, the dearth of talent is evident. I mean, there was a move that McGee just got absolutely lost on Jameson Williams. And
But again, why is he even marking him?
And it was like, no, it wasn't Jameson Williams. It was Gibbs. And he was
That's
like,
what I mean,
Gibbs,
yeah.
I'll just run through. And you're like, fucking hell, he's not even
just one of the fastest running backs who plays like a receiver in route running. Yeah, let's put a fucking bang average linebacker on that. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Who's learning the game. But at the same time, you have to see what you want, what you can get from him, because that's one of the players who you need to see. But yeah, it's one of them. We'll get into the Lions game a little bit more. I don't
mind getting beat by the better team. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Like if they're a better team, and the last 4 weeks we've been god awful, you know, and everybody's been way better than us and deserve to win. You know, it hasn't been close, hasn't it? And that's what's more soul destroying, more than anything else.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, yeah, you understand. You know, any given Sunday, and you can either win, you're going to lose, but it's how you win and how you lose. You know what I mean? Like, it's at the moment, it feels like the team's just giving up. And I mean, on defense, you know, on defense, it really has. Offense is still trying to do bits, and there is some positives from last week's game, which we'll go in a bit. But on offense, but again, it's still it's just painful. It's just painful.
While we're here, let's have a look at it then. So we'll review the 44-22 loss to the Lions. We are now 3-7. I've wrote what went well. So I said the offense looks serviceable with Marcus at QB. Burks had an all right game. Ertz kind of showed up, you know, at times. The O-line held up, I thought, and Connolly statistically had his best game for us. You know, that was kind of where I was at with it. I was like, well, you're not going to expect to have, you know, your Chris Moores, your Jalen Lane. Jalen Lane had a catch quite far down. You know, he had a good run after the route. He was pretty good, but again, it's slim pickings on offense, and that's something I want to bring up as well, Scouse. And we talked about it here. I fucking don't rate Cliff Kingsbury this year. I think he's been shit. I think he's been really shit as a coordinator. And I'm not trying to. I don't know what has gone on in this team. I do not rate him. I don't know where this whole he's going to be gone. I mean, we were on that train. We were saying, yep, if he continues like this, he is gone at the end of the season. There's no doubt he's a head coaching candidate. I don't think he is. I think he'll get interviews.
Yeah, I think he's still got that reputation. So I think he'll.
And do you think that is down to injuries then, that has seriously affected the way that he can work, or how does he get a pass and yet Joe Witt? I mean, you can see Joe Witt. You can see what the issue is, and it's been 18 months. It's been awful. Our defense wasn't very good last year. So.
I mean, Cliff gets a lot more rope than Joe Witt does, because Joe Witt was dog shit last season as well. So, you know, it's we couldn't stop the run for hella money, you know, last season. So, and this season was slightly better the first 4 or 5 games, and after that, it just fell off at the bloody cliff.
It has.
So it's kind of like, well, yeah, of course, injuries is going to cause us problems. You know, we've had ridiculous injuries this year. I know teams blame that, but when you lose your star men, it's not good. You know,
yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, half the guys aren't even practicing because they're all banged up, and even the ones who can play, you know, so they're all like limited fashions. They're not even practicing together, so you can see the team cohesion isn't there. You can see it. Our offense has been slightly better because the offensive lines actually stay together, which is crazy.
Yeah.
No, normally that's the only place where we haven't been really injured in, which has been, well, touch wood, it doesn't happen. So we've been lucky, really, on that. You know what I mean?
I mean, James has got a point here. He says, at times we've been very predictable on offense, but again, lack of wide receiver weapons and talent really makes it difficult. Yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't have just said he's been shit. You know, he's trying to be in his bag a bit, Cliff, at times, but you're right. It is too scripted and too predictable.
Yeah,
you know?
I called to myself watching the game
for that. Yeah, I do too. Me and you were voice messaging each other like, yeah, I know what this is going to be. There you go.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, I called it so many times that the fucking the end around for
Debo.
What's his name for Debo? It's just like, man, like they can see it a mile off. If I can see it, you know, they can fucking see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, come on, man.
Why is two plays every single game without the fail? You open up and you start with a handoff to Chris Rodriguez, who goes up the right hand side of the middle. Every time, without fail. Then the second play is normally a play action pass. and then it's back to right. I mean, I know we've got the scripted 15, as they say, the 15 starting plays, but come on, Cliff, you've got to change it up a little bit now, mate, because it's too predictable. Anyone watching film will be able to go, right, I know what I've got to do. I've got to stuff the box. They've got nothing on the outside. No one scares them. That's the problem. When you're looking at, oh, look, Traylon Burks is on one side and Chris Moore's on the other. Oh, no, Traylon's broke his finger, so it's Robbie Chosen. Yeah, I mean, fucking hell, man.
That's like speaking about Robbie Chosen, right? I mean, why has he even been put to the main squad? This guy's
because we literally have nobody else.
But we know who this guy is, though. Like, if we're thinking, well, he's not gonna win us no games. He ain't gonna get us a 200-yard game on a 3 TD match. It ain't gonna happen. So why are we giving this guy the shot to play and start when you could have, like, say, Jacoby Brooks, who hasn't been brought up?
Yeah, true.
Like, people say how good this guy was. He was rolling with the firsts in the summer and all the rest of it, right? But yet they think that this guy is shit because they won't even give him a chance to play right now. Instead, he brought up Jones.
Yeah, Jacoby Jones, yeah.
So this is what's kind of like, what's going on here? That tells me a couple of things, that we brought 2 guys up, by the way, 2 receivers. Was it 2? It was 2 receivers, wasn't it? 2 to the main squad. Yeah. That means for me, Traylon Burks isn't just a week out.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, if you're signing River Craycraft,
Yeah.
It's tough.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so we know Burks is going to be out. That's the problem with Burks. Like, the
with
guy's
a broken
talented.
finger, how long does it take? And actually, looking at Burks, when I put him down here as he looked good, I thought he was okay. You're not
a first rounder if you haven't got talent. The guy's talented.
True, but he
just can't stay healthy.
Talent out of it. And that's the thing.
He just can't stay healthy. That's the problem. So that's the reason why Titans had enough and cut him, because he was still one year left on his deal. I think on his first round deal.
Yeah, I think he did.
But they cut him because he broke his collarbone, just randomly falling over in training, and then the only one catch he did for our game, he breaks his finger or tears his ligament in the finger, whatever the hell he does to need surgery.
It's broken finger that needs surgery. Yeah.
It's kind of like, come on, it's the guy just can't catch a break. Pardon the pun, but I mean, it's kind of. It's so frustrating, but why? But see, this is where AP pisses me off, because it's like, why are you hiring dudes that just aren't? These guys are proven track records of not being available. Burks. I understand Burks is off the street guy. I get that, so I'm not really going to crucify him for that one. But Noah Brown, why is he your third wide receiver, as in your starting wide receiver, knowing full well this guy we're looking to play 3 or 4 games before he gets hurt, because that's what he does every year that he's been in the league, and he's been in the league 3 years, man. So what's going to make it different now? And then after that, you've got a big drop off to your wide receiver 4s and 5s, and it's just like, mate, already onto a loser. Then Terry goes down. Then, you know what I mean? And after that, you've got no vertical threat, because let's face it, as you said before, no one's scared of Jalen Lane.
Yeah,
the guy's got fucking clay for hands. Do you know what I mean? Like, 1 minute, good catch. Next minute, drops a piece easy one. Like, you can't rely on that shit. You can't rely on that as your deep threat guy. I mean, every time that ball's there, you've got to make it. You better catch that ball, And you don't know. He's literally 50-50. You don't know who's going to catch it or who's going to drop it. And it's just the roster building has been awful. And I get what I think one of the lads said before in the chat, that it is about, we kind of ripped up the script. We need to win now mode.
That is exactly what it was. That is exactly what it was.
And that's the reason why we went all vets over the preseason and over the summer and all the rest of it. But I think there's been a problem here. Is like, I don't think all the guys that he brought in to the actual brotherhood.
True. Yeah, I think that's true. I think
don't think the cohesion was there. I don't think the cohesion has been there at all this season. I really don't think it's been there. Luvu's been a shadow of his former self. Don't know what's going on with him.
Quan Martin, the same.
Quan Martin can't even. I mean, his tackling's got worse, not better. I thought he started off as a decent tackler when he first started off in our team. When he first started, then he's got worse. It's like, well, what's going on? Like, we're meant to have really good coaches. We're meant to have a stellar cast, And for me, they don't look like they're doing anything. Don't look like either the players aren't listening or they're just not asked.
I think it needs a full revamp at the end of this season, as in the coaching staff needs looked at. If I was Donatel, I'd be like, see you later, you're out the door. You know what I mean? There's the D-backs coaches we need to look at that. What are they bringing to the table here? I mean, Ken Norton's got an amazing resume, but fuck me, our linebacking play has been atrocious.
Well, think about that one.
Atrocious.
Your boy Madrano,
never even suits up.
This guy can't even get a game. He can't even get a few snaps.
No.
I mean, and we've got a really bad, underperforming linebacker group, and he still can't get on the field. He can't even get suited up. Like, what's that telling you?
He will be an inactive this weekend, no doubt.
And that's a Ken Norton pick. Ken Norton batted for him to AP. We saw it all on the videos before he picked him. So that's a Ken Norton error. AP trusted him, and it didn't work. Again, another one, that kind of blew up in his face. But it's kind of, why isn't he getting a shot? I want to see those dudes. I want to see if Madrano's got something or not. I want to see if he gets blown out, he's not good enough. I'd rather see that rather than just going off your old school opinions, which, being honest, this season haven't been good enough anyway. So I want to see. I want to see my own eyes. I want to see this guy in the field and actually getting some real reps and seeing what you can actually do, rather than seeing Bobby Wagner kicking off every time and getting torched in fucking coverage.
Two things that I noticed that really, really annoyed me with the game against the Lions was, how on earth do you get a delay of game penalty on an extra point? Like, what on earth are you doing? When it's raining, it is pouring. Do you know what I mean? There's no getting away from it. And it was like Rod said, I think in the chat earlier, it's seeing people, looking at the sideline, the hand signals are going. They don't physically know the call. Why in week 10 do we not know what the call is on the field? That's down to the person with the green dot, which is Bobby Wagner, or McGee, he also has the green dot, not communicating properly to the rest of the team what the call is. Or if something has to change on the fly, they change it on the fly. That's fine. But if you're in the wrong gaps, the wrong scheme, the wrong coverage, that's what's been happening. That's why these gaps have been so big. That's why these teams are blowing us out. That's why we can't get next to fucking blockhead Sam Darnold. Do you know? I mean, dude, this kid was seeing ghosts 3 years ago, and now he's like this amazing superstar quarterback because he's been coached by a guru. And the Seahawks are legit. They're good. They're a good side. But they shouldn't be putting like 400 yards of offense on us. 550 yards of offense on Sunday, sorry. 550 yards. And we never even punted. Made them punt. We didn't get a single stop. The only stop of the game was at zeros. That's it.
Yeah, the 2 games against the Seattle and last week. Seattle punted once because they actually wanted to. Correct. They didn't want to go for it and fourth when he could have. And that's it. That's been the problem. Our defense can't get any stops. And there's no way in hell, even with a full strength offense, which we don't have, even if we had a full strength team out there and JD playing lights out, you can't expect our quarterback to score touchdowns every single drive. You just can't expect that.
Which is what
you'd have to do. Yeah, which is what you'd have to do to put up with our shit defense. Yeah. So this has been so that's already putting the offense under the 8 ball right there. And and the offense eventually goes 3 and out or whatever, so they get stopped early. Well, we know they're already going to be 7-0 down straight away. Like, we just know that we're giving up points. We're not stopping anybody. The only time we stopped Kansas City, which is 3 games ago, was the 2 interceptions. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have stopped them either. Because every other play, they went down and scored. Every other drive, besides the 2 picks. And one was a bounce up. You know what I mean? So it's all... our defense can't get stopped. That's why Whit was just a waste of time. Like, that's why he needs to go weeks ago, though.
That we've been saying this for a month, Scouts, and every other Washington fan's been trying to say this for a month. Get rid of Whit, but it was plainly obvious on Saturday that this was this was it. You know what I mean? This is the right.
Why did he drop 8 in coverage on a 3rd and 2? Like what was that about?
Don't know.
It's just like, what are you calling?
Here's one that James says really annoys him, and it's the timeouts when we're on defense, thinking we're going to go stop on third down, then we give up a huge chunk play and burn the timeout. Yeah, you're right. It happens multiple times. It has all season, which is dumb play calling. DQ.
Yeah, it's poor play calling.
And the people behind him.
Yeah, and the ones who are
saying,
timeout,
do this.
And see how funny was that? How funny was that? The DQ actually pulled out Mariota at the end of the fucking Detroit game. And it's just like, mate, like, okay, you've shown you've learned your lesson, but it's like, well, if you just did that with JD, you'd be playing this week. Yeah, you'd have played last week, and it might have been a bit better. Who knows? It might not have been, but I might have got an extra couple of points. Who knows? But still, it's so fucking annoying. It's like, these guys get paid shitloads of money. Not just the players. I'm talking like the coaches. They're not getting paid big dollar.
DQ's on $8 million a year. It's not change. It's not small change.
No,
I mean, it's not like, I think Andy Reid's the highest paid coach in the league, and I think he's on nearly 20 mil. So, there's a lot of higher paid coaches in the league. If you're looking at teams wise, DQ's in the bottom 15 of the league, but at the same time, still a lot of money.
I think don't forget, Ron Rivera was earning more than that.
He was.
So he was earning 10 million a year. So if you think about it that way. Now, see, DQ, I knew he was onto a hide into nothing, really. Last season, we massively overachieved.
Oh, 100%.
Massively overachieved, right? We hit everything right. We didn't have many injuries. When we did, it was a couple of weeks, so it wasn't long-term ones. It was, the guys were back. JD was firing, all the rest of it. And, we as you always say, catch lightning in a bottle, and we went all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we knew we weren't going to get, realistically, we weren't going to get that again this year. That level of play, catching light in the bottom twice in 2 seasons, highly unlikely, yeah? But we thought that we would be a team that would be still quite hard to beat. And, we'll probably lose a couple more games, but, we'll probably get around that 10-win mark, something like that. Maybe just nick a playoff spot. That's probably what we would be.
Absolutely.
But this has been awful, man.
9-10 wins, you were like, that's probably about right where we should be.
And this has been awful. Like, I'd say it hasn't even been close for the last 4 games. I understand playing good teams, but it's like, come on, man. After the Chargers game, we just went downhill fast. That was our best game by a mile, the Chargers game. And after that, nothing. Absolute nothing. The running game just stopped. I don't know what happened there. Koski Merritt, unbelievable game there. And then after that, we've not even seen him on the field. And when he is, he's just getting stuck in the backfield. It's like, what's happened there? What's the scheme? Because there's the same offensive line. It isn't like, guys were out and all the rest of it. No, we've had the same line for most of the season. So it's kind of like, where's it gone wrong? Where's it gone wrong on offense? Because the running game has gone virtually foul. It's down to like Mariota trying to do fucking Saquon style type jumps over players and stuff, trying to get extra yards. Like, what are you doing, man? You need to stay healthy, you fool.
I don't want to see Josh Johnson. I really don't.
38-year-old Josh Johnson. Yeah.
Your bros put
decisions, mate. It's bad decisions throughout. You know what I mean?
Your bros put a thing in here. He said he wants to see Scouse's sizzle on the full show.
The full show. Well, we'll have to see, man. I think half of this has been Scouse's sizzle, to be honest.
Probably.
Ripping the players.
The only other thing we got to talk about from this game, mate, is the Deron Payne situation. Now, obviously, he has been suspended for punching Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was ejected from the game in the was it the third quarter or was it second quarter? So yeah, just before, it was midway through the second quarter. He was ejected, and obviously, when you looked at it on the TV broadcast, and when you looked at it back, you were like, bang to rights. He's just literally gone up to a player that had nothing. There you go, bosh, have one of them. And you're thinking, okay. Now we've seen it from his Instagram and from Twitter that actually Amon-Ra's punched him and he's shoved him in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was
twice. Yeah, it was like a big shove to start off with,
and then he hit him properly.
And then he hits him properly. But it was right in front of the refs as well. And now Kinlaw said afterwards that this was the reason behind it. And it was all BS. But I can understand Deron Payne's frustration. I mean, we've seen it before, John Allen and Deron Payne having a fight on the fucking sideline. So it's not as if it's unusual for him to lose his temper at some point. But at the same time, he's got to be more sensible. That's the point where you go, listen, Sheldon Day, you go in for this play and punch him. It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah,
it doesn't matter if you get,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or something like that. It doesn't matter if you get thrown out, but I cannot get thrown out of this game.
Yeah, like, heat of the battle, isn't it? But the thing is, as well, is that what we do know about
Deron, be more sensible.
The thing with Deron is that he's one of them guys. He's never the first guy to instigate anything, but he will retaliate. You know what I mean? So that was the thing. Like when I thought that was a cheap shot, that man. Like why would he just?
I did too.
Brown. I was like, it doesn't make sense because Deron's not like that. Someone's got to have done something to him first before he do something like that. No, Allen was in his face, and Deron was never backing down. That's why that kicked off. You know what I mean? It wasn't Deron giving it large first. It was
John Allen.
It was Allen. So I know that he will hold himself. He'll back himself against anyone in that respect. But he wouldn't. So he wouldn't back down. So you know that he would probably lose his head if someone hit him. You know what I mean? Like if St. Brown got ejected, then obviously he wouldn't have hit him, would he? Because he's already at the game. It's like, well, bye. And he should have got ejected. But now they're trying to play in the Eagles next week, so I probably want him to stay in it and not get suspended.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I get it. And James has got a point here saying he can't believe the ref. He said he can't believe the ref missed it in the first hit, and then how the NFL didn't catch it after the game when reviewing the situation. True, but let's be fair here as well. He's not Amon-Ra St. Brown scores fantasy points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, people bet on him. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and this is the world we live in these days, mate. You know as well as I do, if you're a top player, you're going to get things going for you. How many times do we watch the Chiefs and go, where do all these flags come from? You know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is.
Phantom fouls and roughing the passer when you're having it, stuff like that. Yeah, you see it.
Rod says, have you done this on the rugby field? I couldn't possibly comment, Rod. But what I do know is my flanker is behind me when I'm playing at tight head prop. There has been a couple of times where I've said to him, can you just pull yourself up the scrum a bit and just launch one in the front row? Thanks very much. So, yes, a bit of eruption. And, yeah, I've done that. But I've done that a few times. I may or may not have engaged into someone's nose on purpose. Love the dark arts, mate. But yeah, it does. And then everyone gets up and has a bit of a scrap, and you're blaming everybody else and complaining. Look, referee, I'm sorry, that was totally my fault. Playing the big guy. Yeah,
the guy's like nose is busted up in there.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I've done that anyway, but that's for a different pod. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's enough speaking about that game. We've done nearly 40 minutes on this. Injury report, then. We'll get into the injury report. Treylon Burks is obviously out now with a finger injury and didn't travel. JD5, obviously, he hasn't travelled as well, which I'm quite surprised with, actually, because I would have thought there'd have been a fair bit of media and, them sort of duties that he could have done. But I understand it if he's rehabbing. I get it. He probably doesn't want the attention right now.
Yeah, you know what's going to be. How's the arm? Yeah,
all
mate,
the time.
You fucking know, like, he's able to stuck in fucking stupid cast or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what's going on?
Ale Keho, we're going to call him KO Keho because he knocked himself out. What an idiot.
That's twice now he's done that.
Twice. Yeah, he's done it
twice.
Did he do it in pre-season? Did he do it in pre-season as well? Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, he got someone coaching that way. Knock himself out. He's trying to tackle. Poor tackling technique, That's what's happening. It's getting knocked off. And
So he obviously didn't travel as well. Terry McLaurin is out of this game, but did travel with the team. Now maybe he's doing the media appearance-y type stuff. I don't know. Will Harris.
I've heard a few people kick off on Terry about this, saying, "No, you just want you free. You're not there on the sidelines, Joe, and like the last week's games before.
He hasn't been.
And then all of a sudden now in Madrid, you want to be there. What's that about? Type thing." And yeah, I mean, you just don't know. I mean, the reasons for it. I mean, let's face it, the guy just earned 25 mil this year. I don't think he's bothered about a free holiday to fucking Spain. Do you know what I mean? Like,
to the capital of Spain when there's hundreds of thousands of people trying to watch. Yeah, and they're not.
I'll just quite happy. I'm sure he can go anywhere he wants in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So. It's not,
and it won't even bother it. It'd be like us spending like $10. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like,
if
cheers.
that, and he can go to anywhere in the world. You know what I mean?
Where are you going? Yeah, exactly.
You could private jet anywhere. You know what I mean? Like
Turks and Caicos. Thanks very much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Get me some of that.
Yeah. So it's one of them, man. It's a bit.
Jaden's mum, James. She's saying Jaden's mum said Terry's been there in the games in the background. Fuck off with Jaden's mum. Right, I've had enough of this. She just needs to stay calm down and stay away a bit more. I got nothing against the lady, but we got told
she's trying to protect it. Sure, first of all, trying to protect the boy first. That's the first thing.
And she is his agent as well, so I understand. But
most agents don't come out and say, by the way, Jaden was here. Most agents wouldn't say that anyway. But it's I mean, you could say it either way with the long haul flight, the higher chance of DVTs. The guy's got 3 injuries rolling on at the same time. You know, is it really worth? Is it really worth the risk? Do you know what I mean? Like, and you might go, well, it's a very slim risk, and I had my knee done, and then I flew the next week. Yeah, but you were stupid, but you got away with it. Yeah, you're not a £100 million player. Yeah, so this is the other problem as well. You know, is that some people seem to do this, and it's like, because I had this a conversation thing in a Facebook group, and it was like, well, yeah, I had my knee done, and I flew 10 hours to the States, and about 2 weeks after I'd done, I'm like, yeah, well done, yeah, you survived, you didn't get a DVT, you were lucky. You shouldn't have flown. You shouldn't have flown. Like, it should say it's 6 weeks minimum from an operation. I know Jaden didn't have an operation. I know that, but it's still risks. That arm is stuck in one position. It's got to stay in that position for weeks on end. With that brace he's got on. And like anything that keeps sedentary can increase the risk. You know what I mean? And that's the last thing you want for your star player. Do you know what I mean? So, and for the sake of him being standing there on the outside of the field. I mean, if he was playing, that's obviously a different thing. But being that he's not even available, it's like, you might as well just stay at home, bro. Like, what's the point in having an 8-hour flight? You know what I mean?
True.
Like, I don't get it. I totally understand.
Will Harris has his ankle issue. He was limited in practice. We opened the 21-day window on Will Harris. Rod says, I think Harris will play. No, it's too soon for him, mate. It really is too soon. Luvu had a shoulder injury and was limited. Quan Martin had a shoulder injury, was limited. Yeah, exactly. Fucking tackling with his nameplate. Idiot.
Tackling with his own back.
You've seen it. You showed me the play. Like 3 weeks now, we've seen
bends
plays
over and fucking someone like this.
He's like hitting someone with his back. Like, what are you doing? C-Rod had a shoulder. He was full, and obviously Bobby Wagner's thumb was still on the injury report. He was also fun. He was also full even. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all them things. It's free. We would do the same for you. So come across and do all the good stuff for us. We appreciate you. I suppose we'll get into.
We don't have a lot of players, mate.
Well, we don't have a lot of corners, mate. That's a certainty. I mean, Jones and Mikey and Noah I.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
Who've you got after that? Who's that guy? He played like one snap. He's normally on the guy. He's normally on special teams.
I have absolutely. Yeah, it might be. I will tell you. Like Hamilton Senior. Yeah, I'll tell you now who's on our actual.
Yeah, he had one snap. You might see him. He's 30 odd as well. You don't see these guys.
32.
I don't see these guys. I want to see the youngsters. I want to see if our main guys can't go. I want to see the guys who might have some higher upside. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see if they can do it.
So Trey Amos is obviously on IR. Antonio Hamilton Senior, 32. Noah I, 25. Jonathan Jones, 32. Mike Sandra still 25. That is all of on the active roster of corners who we have. Looking at the practice squad and who could get called up, we have 3 corners on there. We have Trey Hawkins III, who is 25, Darius Rush, who's 25, and Carlin Viggers, who's 25.
Well, we've seen Carlin Viggers play. We don't want him on the team anywhere near it. We've seen him. He got toasted. You know what I mean? So there's just no way I want to see him on the
By
team
fourth
either.
stringers in the preseason.
Yeah, exactly. Got toasted so bad. You didn't know what play he was on. He's looking around, going, "What the hell's going on?" She's been toasted over the top. It's like, mate, nah, you're not it, bro. So I've had to see the
I
other
thought
guys.
you had a lollipop there, Scouse.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? Is it a dart? Oh, nice.
It's a pen, actually. It's actually a leather pen. But...
Oh, nice. Love it.
It's like Redskin type thing, like a skin, like a kind of a skin.
So we'll get in the Dolphins preview then, mate, to finish us off. They are 3-7, the same record as us. They are third in the AFC East. They lost to the Colts, lost to the Patriots, lost to the Bills. At the Bills. Jets they beat. They lost at the Panthers. They lost at home to the Chargers. Lost at the Browns. They beat the Falcons at the Falcons. They lost to the Ravens and then had an absolutely weird blowout win against the Bills last week, 30-13. Which is just mental.
That's a coupon buster, as we call it over here. Like that was going to ruin everybody's acca, wasn't it? Accumulator or parlays to call it in the States. You know, it's that ruined everybody's parlay. So that was a nightmare. And that's the thing; they're going to get confidence from that. Who out of those four corners you mentioned before for us, who's going to be the guy taking on Jalen Waddle? Who did you think? Noah I toasted. Sam was still the way he's played this year. Toasted.
Jones probably.
A joke.
Jones is okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Against a higher echelon receiver, it's just going to get toasted. We're not going to be able to hold on to anybody. We're going to be playing so much zone. It's unreal.
A-Chan's going to get a 200-yard game. Don't be surprised if you have A-Chan in your fantasy team. Please ensure he's starting. Do you? Oh, get him started.
I have A-Chan in our league. Yeah. Yes. Wow. I've got Genty in him, so I'll be all right.
The stats for the Dolphins then: Tua has 1,952 yards, A-Chan has 780, Jalen Waddle's their top receiver with 670. Tackles wise, it's Jordan Brooks with 105, and Minka Fitzpatrick has one interception.
What I see out of all these teams, right? Every team that were bad, I've still got talent all over that team.
They have, yeah.
You know, the Jets, we talked about last week with the trade deadline, you know, Sauce Gardner and Quinn Williams.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all these dudes, like, you know, Breece, I know Breece Hall didn't go, but he's on the team still.
A good player. Garrett Wilson's really good player.
Garrett Wilson, I think he's not going to play this week. I think he's injured, but that's what I'm saying. These guys have got talent. Miami, there, you just rattled off Waddle, A-Chan. You know, there's all these other dudes, even though they've got injuries, they've got their own fair share. Jordan Brooks, a great player on defense. You know, this is the thing. We don't have anybody like that. We have these fucking old dudes that just can't fucking do anything. You know what I mean?
It's because everyone's on a 1-year deal and Ron Rivera couldn't pick a player. That's what it is.
Look at this.
So, yeah, I know. Yeah, at least we can rely on McGee to cover A-Chan. Exactly. Injuries wise,
by the way, Darren Waller.
Darren Waller, yeah. So injuries wise, did not practice today. Aaron Brewster, foot and ankle. Rasul Douglas, cornerback, foot and ankle. And then limited today, we had safety Ashawn Davis with a quad. Wide receiver D. Eskridge with a shoulder. Running back Ollie Gordon with an ankle injury. Jawan Hill with an ankle injury, tight end. Austin Jackson, offensive lineman with a toe. And then Iafautu, it's Melifanwu. I know how to pronounce his surname, but I can't pronounce his first name. He's got a thumb stroke foot injury. And then Chop Robinson was full out of concussion protocol.
Oh, yeah, we're dead then. Chop Robinson's going to get 3
Chop
sacks.
Robinson. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And he hasn't even been superb this year, but he's better than what we've got.
But he's a great player.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it, Rod. I get what you're saying we need to pressure Tua. What are we pressuring him with? Fucking Zimmer frame on a Zimmer frame on Von Miller.
Yeah.
You know, we've got nobody.
Zimmer frame Von. You've got him. You might have a chance.
Home.
Jacob Martin's our best guy at the moment, and he's not that good. You know what I mean?
Is Jalen Holmes still playing, or is he out? I don't know.
He's in and out at the moment. I don't know what's going on with Holmes. Didn't he get dropped for
Jacob Martin?
Was it Martin last week or something like that? And then you've got who have we got? Newton's probably going to be our only potential rusher. Do you know what I mean? Especially through the middle.
And it's
our potential
it's interesting. I mean, I'm reading it here, looking at the current like defense. Jalen Holmes, Jacob Martin, DeMarcus Walker are your starters.
Is DeMarcus Walker actually in the first team? I thought he was in the.
Yeah, he's not been called up yet. But when you look at positions as to DNs, they're the only 3 DNs we currently have in the entire team.
And he's on the practice squad at the moment, by the way, Walker.
Yeah.
So
but he has travelled.
Yeah, he's travelled. Yeah. So you might get a game day.
You probably get a game day pull up.
But yeah.
And then looking at,
I want to see him actually because he looked talented from what I've heard in
he's Florida State, wasn't he? From Gators.
Yeah, and then a few weeks ago he came in for a tryout, and everyone said he looked quite good. So,
and then you're looking at deep tackles wise, you've got Sheldon Day, Eddie Goldman, Javon Kinlaw, Johnny Newton, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real struggle. We just do not have any.
Yeah.
Who's bringing the paper bags
as well?
Who's bringing the paper bags with sad faces on it for Sunday when we're 21 points down? We'll be 21 points down before the first quarter's out, James. You're talking about, but no, it's going to be mad. I mean, we're
getting Miami at the wrong time, I think, because they're going to have massive confidence of beating Buffalo this week. It's gone. Massive confidence. 130 up against them.
I know, it's crazy.
Not beating them in 11 years or something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, you know.
Do you think then that, back to Rod's point, do you think that, what do you think we need to do to win this game then, Scouse?
Mine a miracle, to be fair. But what we do need, when we get the ball, we've got to keep it. We've got to keep it as long as we can. We can't afford 3 and outs.
It's long drives again, is it?
We've got to do long drives, short passing game. You know, Jalen Bain's got some speed, yeah, but even if Marcus went deep, he won't catch it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, dink and dunk offense. Mariota to extend plays with his legs, which he always does anyway. And say hope to get some sort of running game going, but we always say that every week, and it hasn't been there at all, really, for the last month. So I'm unsure what's going to happen this week. But...
They're rated as 23rd against the run in the NFL, and they give up just under 100 a game. So
yeah, but the first 5 weeks were number 1 or something. so it shows how bad it went downhill after 5 games.
James says he's worried that McDaniel will outsmart DQ and he knows how to unlock our defense with ease, sadly. Do you know what, James? In all honesty, if I was going to do anything and Cliff goes at the end of the season, I think he's toast as well in Miami. That would be my choice for offensive coordinator. I like McDaniels. Bring him back. Bring him back to DC.
Oh, you mean bring McDaniels back to us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'd go to an offensive coordinator job if he's
going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked as head coach of Miami for sure. He's done.
I mean, they could have fired him though. They could have fired him this in season, like he'd fired everybody else. They fired everybody above him.
He's been there a long time. I think he's. Yeah,
but he's fired all these other dudes. Everyone else has been fired above him. Now, all like the GM and everybody else, all these other guys, like mad dudes that are above him, they've been fired. So why would you fire all of them? Unless you're planning on keeping McDaniel.
Why are you taking play calling duties off a guy who should be fired? People make stupid choices, Scouse. You know what I mean? This is the NFL.
Yeah,
so
I suppose.
I think if he's going,
I don't think he is.
He probably will. And
especially if they start playing well the second half, like now they've got that game against Buffalo could be a huge momentum shifter for them if they can stay at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and we're next up, and obviously, I see our defense is toast. Let's face it. So they're going to put up at least 30 again, at least 30.
So on this point that James makes, he says McDaniel said he's really close to DQ and is indebted to him. Not sure why or when. Only problem is DQ would be hiring potential head coach replacement for him. Yeah, I agree with that, and I understand why it is. It's because of his sobriety. So McDaniel's went off the rails big time. He left DC as a young coach, like a quality control type dude, positional coach. I think he was like wide receivers coach, and he went to Atlanta when DQ was in Atlanta with Kyle Shanahan And the offense they're running down there and the defense they're running to get them to the Super Bowl that year. And he had a year or so with him, and he lost the plot. He's been quite open with it. You can find it on YouTube. I don't know exactly where it was that I saw it. I will dig it out. But McDaniels basically said, I was an absolute waster. I was a wreck. I was drinking way too heavily, to the point where his alcoholism took over. And DQ just gave him time off. Just said, you get yourself sorted. I'll check in with you every day. I'll make sure that you're good. So you're going through the steps to come to sobriety. And he's good now. And that's where he is. And he's been sober for 7 years or whatever it is now. I think it might have been in season Miami were on one of the Hard Knocks. And that's where I saw it. And he was talking about it. So it's well worth a watch on that. But no, fair play. You know what I mean? Fair play. So I know that they are close, which is.
I don't think anybody, in the right mind would criticize DQ as
no, not at all, not as a person.
You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, look at what FA told us. That,
yeah, FA told, exactly. FA told us loads of stories about him and how good he is, how nice a guy he is, and how supportive he is, even of ex-players. You know what I mean? That are even part of his team anymore, and. We know DQ. I said at the start. Last season that he really did bring that togetherness. You know what I mean? That we all played as one, and we were the underdogs against everybody, and it was us against the world. And that's how you've got to be, and that's how it's got to be in the NFL. That you can't be the lone dog anymore. You can't do stuff like that. You've got to be part of this team. It's a team game. It's the ultimate team game. Absolutely. One guy makes a mistake and someone gets toasted. That's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? And it's highlighted massively because you've got like 50 million cameras. So you're going to get
everything's replayed, everything's slowed down.
Yeah, and then you're going to see it again and again and again and again because especially at training the next day or the day after, you're when you're going through film, you're going to be like, oh my god, I got fucking burnt there, and then, the players ripping you for getting burnt, and you get all that. You know what I mean? So it's definitely under the microscope, definitely. Do you know what I mean? I just think when you see head coaches that are either offensive or defensive minded, even if they're not calling the plays, right? If that side of the ball isn't good, then you have a problem because they'll say, well, that's meant to be Dan Quinn's defense. That's meant to be Vic Fangio's defense. Vic Fangio's gone back down as a defensive coordinator, looking class again. Yeah, to see what I mean. Mm-hmm. So this is the difference. But even though technically he's not calling the plays, and it might even not even be his defense anymore, might be completely different. It might be a Joe Witts bloody call sheet and everything. It might not even be his calls. It's the way you call them or the names of these plays might be all completely different. But you do, unfortunately, as head coach, you do get if you're an offensive guru and your offense is shit, your head's on the block, even though you're not calling the plays. You know what I mean? So it's these things, man. These things happen, and it's like at the moment our defense is the worst, probably the worst in the NFL. I don't care if it's 22nd ranked or whatever it is. We are the worst. When you watch the games, we're the worst. So it's kind of okay. Worst. Dan Quinn. He's going to be linked to it because he's defensive-minded head coach.
Absolutely.
We need some fresh impetus. That's what we need.
We do. Let's do a score prediction before we disappear, and then we can talk for 5 minutes or so and get into a nice frame of mind. But what's your score prediction?
I mentioned that, didn't I, for our draw?
Yeah, true. You said that.
Campbell said that Dan Quinn was not happy with his coordinator calling plays. What did he do? He took over it against us and fucking tore us apart. Yeah. So this is what hopefully what Dan Quinn can do, but it's a bit different on the defense. But,
so Scouse, what's your prediction, mate? Pain.
Yeah. Well, no pain because pain's not going to be there.
True.
Extra pain. That's what we're getting.
I was doing a Mr. T and Rocky there prediction.
Yeah. Pain. Yeah.
Pain.
There definitely is pain. There definitely is going to be pain. Like you've got that kind of your heart says us, and then your brain says them, and you just know it, and you just know it, man. It's like, we are 2 + 2.5 favorites. I think I've seen.
Really? We're 2.5 favorites.
We're plus 2.5.
2.5 dogs. Yeah, 2.5 dogs. Yeah, got you.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I've got to go. I've got to go Miami. I have to go Miami.
Okay.
It's just grim. I'm going to say 30, 36, 33.
36-33 Miami.
Because of that thing, last minute field goal, last second field goal.
I know what you're saying. Right, I am going the other way. I'm saying 23-20 to the Commanders. The streak continues. Let's keep it going. We've never seen them lose in person.
That is true. But
can
even our luck? Can our luck actually do that though?
Have you seen them lose? Because I think you went to a game against Dallas, didn't you, or New York, or somebody at Thanksgiving? Did you see them lose that game?
Yes, I have actually technically seen them lose.
I haven't yet. I haven't tasted it yet.
Yeah, it was a Dallas game. It was a Monday night game, though.
That was it. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, we got done with that last second field goal, for like a 50-yard field goal to lose. I can't remember.
But when
it was when Cousins was in. It was starting. I can't remember the year now.
When me and you have been in person,
away.
Me and you have been in person in a stadium together. We've never seen them lose. So
yeah. Since we've been doing our kind of trips every year, we haven't lost, So, and even in Wembley, they drew. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't go to that game.
I went to that game, so they tied. So my first 2 games I watched was a tie and a loss. After that, we've won 4 or 5 straight since. So I'm hoping we can still bring that luck with us, that winning streak. But yeah, I mean.
So let's talk a bit about Miami then. Obviously, just a shout out to everybody who's already there or has left early and is getting across and going out and about. We will be on Saturday. We will be on Saturday night. Thanks, Iberia, for cancelling our flights in the afternoon. We appreciate you. And yeah, we'll be in late, probably about 9:30 by the time we get into the city. James Joyce Irish Pub is where we're going to be on Saturday night, hopefully. Probably won't be able to get inside because it'll be too busy, but I'll be drinking in the street probably. So if you are there, obviously, just give us a shout. You'll see us. We'll have our Commanders 1 Point Safety Show hats on. So come and find us. We'll be about, and then along in the throng with the 30,000 other Commanders fans that are going to be there. Plus, I mean, every flight is pretty much sold out of the UK. So God only knows what it's going to be like at the airport, mate. But should be good fun. I'm enjoying it. Jesse's not enjoying it because it looks like he's been diverted to Chicago. And then on from there. So who knows what is going on?
That's the nightmare. That
it's just
now it's bad enough doing 1 change, never mind 3.
Well, we did 3 last time from Green Bay, didn't we? So that was a bit of
that was long. That was long, though, wasn't it? That was long.
Yeah, it was a long old flight. But yeah, so James Joyce Pub is Saturday night. Watering Hole by the looks of it. If we aren't there, we can, contact us on socials. We'll put it out and say where we are. If you want to meet up, and obviously Sunday is game day. We'll be out and about as well, trying to. I don't know if there's any official tailgating or any of that stuff going on, but we'll be around. And then we've still got Sunday night as well. To try.
Sunday's still going to be heavy either way. I think it's. Before, I won't be too bladdered before the game, even though it might need to be bladdered to watch the game, to be honest. I mean, how bad it might be. But
I took Rod's advice and he said, you better, book yourself into the pub and, all this. And I was like, right, okay, I'll do it. Did it on the day Rod told me to. Got an email back saying, been mugged off, first come, first serve, can't book anyone in. And I was like, okay, fine. So to the 20 who were in the Madrid trip chat, I apologise, but it's not my fault. It's the pub saying on Saturday they're obviously expecting heavy things going on. And lots of people out and about. I did see something about Madrid in the chat group, which is the Madrid game plan. So the Bernabeu is obviously the game. What else is there? There's the NFL Academy is at the Stadio de Vallemoso. There's a Dolphins team pub is Collins Irish Tavern. So we're not obviously going there. There is Dolphins fan zone and there's a Wilson activity around the town. Commanders fan rally is in the Irish Rover on Friday the 14th. Unfortunately, we're not there. And then James Joyce Pub on Sunday the 16th. There's a pre-game rally in the pub. I think there's a cost to actually get into that. I think Santana Moss and Fred Smoot and that are there. And it was like $150 to get in. I was like, no, you're right. You're all right. Thanks. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we're out there. It's the first time, obviously, they've had any games over in Spain. So it should be a good crack. And I look forward to seeing everybody out there. Scouse, you looking forward to it as well, even if it's just for the experience?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. It's gonna be cool to meet up with a lot of old school fans. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of us that are coming over from the States as well. So it isn't just the UK boys. There's a lot of UK boys going, obviously. But it's gonna be cool to meet up with some of those guys and everyone's hanging out with us. I'm all for it. And then obviously the Yanks coming over as well. So
Germans, Belgians, there's people.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot. Yeah, we're going to see multiple multi-language, nationals, and it's going to be really cool. Because that shows the reach of our team, and I think our team is actually bigger than a lot of teams realize, and what the NFL realizes. We're just guys that just don't spend too much money on it anymore because we've been bad for so long. Do
you know what? Do you know what's weird is when we knew we got to the championship game, and then it was like, right, we're going to circle through. As soon as this came out, obviously prior to the season, we're going to Madrid, blah 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 blah. The amount of people who are in their 50s went, well, fuck it, I'm going to go corporate.
It's my it's exactly it. It's like I'm 50 this year. I'm going. You know what I mean? Then big birthday. Fuck it. I'm gonna pay big time and go. And
absolutely.
And so you're still gonna have a great time. You know what I mean? It's just I'd say, but I think now though the game is technically secondary. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
I agree with you.
It's going to be more about the experience of having a laugh with everyone and just meeting people that might catching up, just meeting people as well that we've never met and having a good time that way as well.
It will be a good time. It
will be a good time. There's no doubt about it. There'll be heavy drinking. Hopefully not too much fighting. And
let's just go and take over the Irish Rover where they're having their kickoff party.
Yeah, they won't let us in.
Tottenham away, love it. Oh dear.
NFL factory.
Exactly. The NFL factory. Why not? Mate? Why not? Oh, Scouse. Well, that just about does us. We'll be on next Thursday night. Yeah, we will be on next Thursday night, hopefully. Have a great birthday. Have a great birthday tomorrow, man. Appreciate you.
Cheers, man. Appreciate
all those traveling. Have a safe journey. I hope to see you out there. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks, everybody, for being in the chat as well. We appreciate you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and do all them good things.
Bye.